Hey guys, it's Mousy here, and today I am reviewing Star Army, which is an original sci-fi and space opera forum RPG. So this is the front page, and I'm pretty excited about this. The admin has asked me to look at what you would see as a newbie, how easy the board is to get into. It's quite an established and an old board, so there's a lot here that could potentially be overwhelming to a new member. So we're going to have a look at what's here and how you might try and streamline that down a little bit to make it a bit less intimidating for a new member. So let's have a look at the index first. And we've got some lovely snow falling effects, which is quite cool. The one problem with effects like these is they can affect the way that the board acts when you're moving along it. So it's not too bad in Chrome, but if you look in Firefox, you can see that the board just stutters a bit. And it's not as bad as some other ones that I've seen, but it's, it's something to think about. It always cracks me up when it's the middle of, getting towards December and there's snow effects on every forum I'm ever on, and I'm sitting here sweltering in 40-degree heat. It's pretty hilarious to me. So anyway, we've got that really cool changing background, which is also very awesome. It definitely sets the scene, and we're sitting here on a Zenforo forum, which I don't know if you know how much I love Zenforo, but I do. I really do. Look, there's the teacher. Pretty world. Okay. So, what have we got? So we've got your news and updates first, which is excellent. You've got your in-character news, which is a good move. When you're running a big board where there's a lot going on, recaps are the key. A recap means that people don't need to read every single thread to be part of something. They can read the recap, have an understanding of what's going on, bam, get into it, be part of it. That's always fantastic. I love recaps, I love plot synopses. Synopses? I don't know. So things like that are always really good. Then you've got your special events. It's always good to have them in a separate category where you can. Communities sort of section, introductions and new players. If you're looking to get new players, having something like that there where they can see straight off the bat, yes, that's where I'm going to go. The minute that I sign up, that's where I'm going to get help. That's where I'm going to meet all of these wonderful people on the site. So that's a good one. Starlight Lounge sounds fantastic. You got your discussion and planning, which is another good section to have, and your role-playing forums. So communications, open. We've got all of these cool little places. So they've all got their own little bits of information on there. I love these graphics. Whoever did these graphics is wonderful. They're so creative. Hehe, look at them. This is awesome. I really love the detail that's gone into these images. And then you got support requests down the bottom, which is always good. So your index looks fine. There is a lot of it. You could possibly condense your news and updates into your community forum, and even make an entire out of character section. I keep saying session. Entire out of character section, which includes all of your RP discussion and planning, and subforums are really good, especially once you've got a big board. I had exactly the same problem. I had a lot of boards and just my index went on forever. So do try and avoid that where you can, and avoid having such a big scroll down to your role-playing areas. This is where all the fun happens. Community stuff is always good to have, but this is where the real fun happens. So make sure people are seeing this, and make sure they're seeing these amazing graphics. These graphics are so cool. One thing I will comment on is your little pop-up here, which is awesome, but it doesn't necessarily communicate what I think the highlights of the board are. So it does in that first header say that you're all about the roleplay, But then you go on about an internet clubhouse, which makes it sound more like a fan site as opposed to an RP site. So you probably want to go something along with Star Army is an original sci-fi and space opera role-playing forum for anyone who loves sci-fi, anime, or gaming, and new members are welcome. Really reinforce the role-play aspect of the board because that's what people are coming here for. That's what you want people to sign up for. So that's something to think about. Alright, so let's have a look at your admin area. One thing I don't like about Zenforo is you don't get your little descriptions on there. That's all something that always makes me happy. Okay, so November's updates. You've got 2,500 characters. That's amazing. You've got Discord, good to know. Discord's amazing. I absolutely love Discord. Okay. Yep. You've discontinued the site-based chat room. Those are still useful, even if you've got a Discord. You may want to look into getting the Discord widget on the forum, just so that people can have a bit of a chat with you outside of being in Discord directly. I use both a Cbox and a Discord, purely because I want people to be able to jump in and ask a question or leave a message for me, even without having to sign up to our server. I find that's very valuable, especially in getting new players. They sort of peek in and you're like, hey, yes, you're mine. Come on, come play with us. Come have some fun. Yeah, we use that a lot, especially in communicating with potential members and guiding them through applications and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. Okay, so you've got all of your... So this is good. Yep, so very, very nicely organised and very straightforward. Wiki updates, Halloween events. Let's have a look at what events. Ooh. Now that's an excellent way to motivate people into getting things done. Really recommend always reward your members through something, even if it's just a silly little forum title or a shout out or anything like that is just, it's fantastic. Okay, let's have a look at some plot stuff. First Frontier news. Ooh. That's pretty cool. I really like that. The jingle plays. So you've definitely got a whole lot of creativity on here. I think that's amazing. It looks like your members contribute a lot to what you've got. Alright, let's see. Now, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so we want to have a look at the new players guide. We'll pop that over there. And we want to look at the character creation guide. This is a really, really good topic to have, especially if you've got a lot of stuff. Linking to things in the order that you expect people will need them is awesome. I would still put a link there even though you say this forum, just so that people know where to click. They might be confused. I was moderately confused for a second there. Yeah, don't be afraid of making mistakes. I think you're my new best friend. It's old and it's big. You know, you do acknowledge that you've got such a huge and established forum, so that's always a good thing. You're acknowledging it, you're making sure that prospective members know that they can come to you with anything. Um, so yeah, that's a good thing. General tips. Ah, there we go. You've got that linked there. I would still link it above. Yeah. So that's all fantastic. Everyone should have one of these, like a getting started guide. Okay, so new player's guide. So here we are on the wiki. Wow. Wow. There is a lot. I'm gonna nerd out so hard right here. So you've got, oh, this is amazing. You probably get a whole lot of people who just come here to read the lore and just, you might never have to do anything else ever again. There's just so much here. So that's good. So that's pretty much your first steps. You've got all your definitions and that sort of stuff. That's always good. Is there a... There we go. Rules. I would probably have that linked. I don't know if I saw it linked in here. I would have it in here somewhere. This is in your new player's guide. You want to have... Oh, there it is. Okay. I would probably put that towards the top. Having the general overview is good, but the first thing that people want to know is, how do I set my account up, what is expected, and what is the community like? So account setup is probably something you should bump a little further up, or have it in a separate topic and have a split it into your setting information guide and your, I call it expectations and conduct. So your guide for how people are expected to be on the site. So we've got basic roleplay guidelines, players' rights. They're pretty standard. Um, there's not there's not a heap here that's unusual. Because you've got the wiki, you've got a whole lot more that's potential to happen with edit wars. Let's have a look at players' rights as well. So, alrighty. So that's all pretty standard. Ooh, you've got... Okay, that's cool. I'm always intrigued by the use of different types of text for different functions in a post. It can be awesome if it's used consistently. I prefer not to do it. I find it can be, I don't know, I forget to do it, so that's probably why. Um, but however someone likes to format their posts is generally okay with me. I don't have the time or the energy to go through and find everyone who didn't bold this or didn't separate that. If people can read it and understand it and it's fun, easy. So yeah. This is pretty cool. You've got a lot here. You have an absolute lot here. But this is ideal for anyone who's on their first board. Like, absolutely ideal for someone who has never roleplayed before. Okay. Players' rights. I do, like, you've got a lot of information here in terms of getting people started and set up. That could be quite intimidating for a new player. Um, yeah, I would try and condense it down where you can. Maybe yeah. I love this players' rights thing, but it seems to be a document that you kind of just have and not necessarily refer people to on joining. Things like this you could possibly reduce down to one sentence, just really, really try and bring it back to the main point. So the only thing that you really need in here is just try your hardest to read every new post, at least the ones involving your ship. You are expected to post regularly. Um, if you can't, let someone know why. So just yeah, really bringing it back to the absolute basics. Because yeah, there is a lot here, and it's very detailed and it's very useful. But you probably want to give a much more concise overview of what is and isn't allowed, if that makes sense. You've got a lot of very, very complex stuff. Like this, splitting the timeline it's a thing. It's definitely a thing, but it's not necessarily something that people need to be aware of immediately. It's something that you learn about and you learn to do either effectively or not at all. So yeah, I would stick to your basic rules, have a very, very, very concise list of what your expectations are, and then those things can link back to more detailed descriptions of what exactly that means, and how those rules are enforced, and what you do in the situation where they're breached. Because yeah, a lot of this stuff is very, very high level sort of stuff. I would be a little bit intimidated if I was a new member seeing all of this. This needs to be complex though. What you've got, there's so much of it that, yeah, this is probably as short as you're going to get it. But yeah, something like this with tables, headings, just, yeah, really, really nicely formatted this. I like that you've got your guides creating different types of characters. That's always, always, always good. So where did I see character template? Ooh, this is fancy. This is really cool. I like this. I like this a lot. That's awesome. I would love doing that. That would just take me for days, absolute days. All right. So obviously you've got a heap of information here, and you've been open since 2002. There's just no way you're going to cut it down. Like there's a lot. But going and creating quick guides that link back to more complex information can help cut it down. And your initial one here, this here, is perfect. This is what every board needs. I don't care how old that board is, or how young, or if you're not even open yet and you're opening tomorrow, have one of these. Have a quick start guide, because it just cuts down, it creates a pathway for every new member, and it's just fantastic. So you've got a fantastic site here. Like this is just amazing. I'm really in awe of what you've got here. As a newbie, I'd probably be incredibly overwhelmed. It would take a very, very brave person to, well, braver than me, and that's not hard. But the more you read through stuff, the more appealing it becomes. I think if you had an on-site C-box where, or something of the like, where people can chat with you in real time, um, that would go a long way towards helping guide people through all of that lore. Because the first thing I would do is, being out on my own here, reading through stuff. Oh my goodness, there's so much. Do I need to know everything? And what you can do with a C box is say, no, what sort of character would you like to create? Here's what you need to know. And that just helps so much. Um, like I'm not even kidding. Just being able to discuss with the staff straight up what is required, just it goes a long way to soothing that new board anxiety, especially when it comes to a large board like this. And it gives your community a chance as well, because you don't need to be a staff member to guide someone through the application process. Um, Often your best ambassadors are your members, and it looks like you've got some fantastic and amazingly creative members here. So kudos to you. So they're going to be the people who will really grab onto those members in the public chat and get them over that line for you. People come back for people. They might come back for a site concept, but they almost always come back for people. They come back because they want to feel a sense of belonging. They come back because they met someone cool that they want to interact with more. And I think they might be missing out on that chance here. So you've got all of your social media and stuff as well, but it never quite. Oh, no thanks. Sorry. You never quite have the same interaction through Discord unless you've got a widget on site and it logs in automatically with a guest thing. They can see what's going on. Um, this is one of the reasons I like Cbox, is it's there, you can bang a message in it and it's done. It's also not incredibly expensive. I find it quite reasonable. Yeah. So that's probably my biggest suggestion. I know that you closed down the existing public chat because it was costing money and it was a ghost town. But if you encourage your members to be active in the sea box, to look out for people who might be a tiny bit lost, um, that's going to really, really, really boost your community, I think. So yeah, your newbie path is well mapped out, even if it's huge. It's just getting people over that line and through that initial anxiety that I think you really struggle with here. But yeah, otherwise it's a gorgeous site. It's an absolutely gorgeous site. You've got some amazing art that's been done, and just the level of creativity here is spectacular. So I hope that this was helpful. I'm sorry for rambling for as long as I did, but yeah, good luck. It's it's just incredible. I honestly really mean that. This is just an incredible site, and I'm so glad that I could possibly be of help. Alrighty, so that's it from me. I hope this was helpful.